So my goal with this video is to tell you why the way that you look at time is fucked and why it's ruining your life. Now to begin, I want to paint you a picture. Let's go back to 2020. It's the beginning of COVID. Lockdowns are hitting. Everyone's panicking. What do the governments around the world decide to do? They decide that, especially in America, to start printing money and to start handing out money to everyone to try and keep the economy going and to take care of the people who may have lost their jobs and things of that nature. At the time, everyone was loving it, right? Companies like Amazon were growing exponentially because of all this new money that was flowing around the economy and flowing to the top dogs, right? Everyone was spending just without any second thought because of the fact that there was all this extra money coming in, right? Everyone was at peace, everything was okay. What we've now seen and are currently seeing and have been seeing for like the past year or two is massive inflation. Why? Because of the fact that so much money was printed and all this money was thrown into the economy and this massive bubble has finally burst, the economy has collapsed as a byproduct. Now, how could this have been avoided? This could have been avoided by thinking through the mental model of second order consequences. What are second order consequences? So second order consequences are the byproducts of our decisions today. So in this case, it was printing money to solve short-term issues, thus, over the long term, creating long-term issues within the economy. That doesn't really matter for you though as an individual. I want to talk about how this is affecting you in your day-to-day life. Take for example, the example of someone who is trying to stop drinking, right? But they still stock the fridge with beers. So the first order consequence is like, I'll keep beers on hand in case I have friends over and just in case I need it, just so it's handy. The second order consequence of that is actually that they end up drinking the damn beer and getting drunk on days where they didn't intend to, because of course it was so handy to get to, why would they not? Now, if we continue down this chain, we can find a third order consequence of that, which is that they wake up hungover in the morning, maybe they sleep in, and the fourth order consequence of that is that their workday is ruined. And now if you're a business owner and you're doing that, you're now hindering your business. Maybe you end up, chipping away at your revenue for the coming month because of the fact that you made these poor decisions. And all of this started by simply deciding to stock beers in the fridge. And there are a million examples of this. I've seen the example painted where, for example, if you buy a TV, the second order consequence of that is that you have to watch the thing to actually get value from it. Maybe it's a PlayStation, right? You buy a PlayStation. What's the second order consequence? You have now got this sunk cost and this feel and need to actually use the damn thing. And as a result of that, you end up blowing time. You end up losing more and more time over the long term, all because of this initial decision. So it essentially looks like this. We have macro and micro level second order consequences, right? So macro level would be like the effect on the economy of printing money. Micro level would be the effects of deciding to stock the pantry with beers and having a beer. So we have this initial point. Let me do this in black, in fact. So we have this initial point. This is where you are at the point of making this first decision. Now, if you start your day, for example, maybe when you wake up, you're meant to go to the gym, you set your alarm for 5 a.m, but you end up snoozing the alarm and skipping the gym. That first order consequence is a negative one, right? Say that you then wake up 2 hours later, it's maybe 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, you've missed the gym, and because of the fact that you've missed the gym, you decide to just sit on your phone for a little while and scroll, right? So from this point, we again make another poor decision. Now, as a result of using our phone, we've immediately given ourselves this overload of dopamine and cortisol to start the day, starting us in a state of immediate gratification and desire for pleasure. And as a result of that, maybe you wake up and you had, eggs in the pantry, ready to go, ready to make a great, nutritious breakfast. But instead, because you spent so much time in bed scrolling and because you're really looking for that extra pleasure, you decide to opt for the Fruit Loops or for the Cocoa Pops or for some form of sugary cereal. So again, you make another poor decision. As a result of that, you're cloudy, right? You're unfocused. You have a sugar spike and a crash. So maybe you're a business owner and you sit at your computer to start working. Maybe you have to get to the office and start your job, your 9 to 5. Whatever it may be, you're now sitting down to work and your brain is foggy and clouded and you cannot think correctly and your decisions are all off and out of whack. Again, another negative consequence. So now you're working more poorly. If you're in your business and you are self-reliant on the revenue coming in and you are the one who affects the revenue, you're now unable to work as efficiently as you need to do the things that you know that you need to do. So your business is now being hurt. Maybe your team you aren't bringing the best version of yourself to your team, and so your team are now more inefficient. And so again, all of these stacking consequences are all stemming from that initial single decision. And this can go all the way down and all the way forward. For example, if we expand it out a little bit more, maybe you on a Sunday night are preparing to go to the gym on Monday and you have all your meals prepped and you do all the things to get yourself ready. But you wake up on Monday and you miss the gym. And as a result of that, Tuesday comes around. You tell yourself, today's the day, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna make up for yesterday. But because of the fact that you started the week on such a poor note, you get to Tuesday, you're tired, you're thinking, maybe I'll just go tomorrow, give myself another day. What's it matter? I've already started off this week on a bad note. So you skip the gym on Tuesday as well. You wake up on Wednesday and the cycle repeats itself until you wake up on Friday morning and go, holy shit, I've missed my training sessions for the entire week. It's a complete write-off. And then you feel guilty. So you binge drink all weekend and you blow out your diet. You go out with friends, you get pizza, you do whatever, and you completely blow off the week. And then the next week comes around and what's likely to happen? You repeat the whole damn thing again. I want to paint you an alternative. Let's say in an alternate universe, your twin in another dimension starts that same day off. But instead of skipping the gym, they decide to go to the gym. They make the gym session. They have an amazing gym session. They start the week on an incredible note, full of energy. They get home, they have their nutritious meal, they get their protein in, right? Again, another good choice, a good decision. They start working on their business because they are, in such a heightened and focused state. They're able to get a lot of stuff done. They're able to crush it on their meetings, give their team all of the directions that they need to have a really productive Monday. Again, another positive decision and positive actions as a byproduct. You absolutely crush it that day, and that momentum carries forward throughout the entire week. And again, you continue these positive decisions forward, and as a result, your business grows, your body improves, your health improves, and everything improves as a byproduct of that simple first decision. Why is this so important? The reason this is so important, and the reason I really want to drill this into, is because most people see time in moment to moment to moment to moment. They don't think about the long-term consequences of their actions. They don't even think a year ahead. Like some people do, it's a rarity though. On average, I would say most people think at the most a month in advance, and even then most people just think day to day and week to week. If you're able to expand your perception of time and you're able to see the world through the system of second order, third order, and fourth order consequences, only then will you be able to create a future long-term that is conducive with the growth and the results you want to achieve with your life. This goes in every which what direction. Maybe you have plans to quit your job and you want to start your own business. You have to do the prerequisite work and do the initial groundwork to one day be able to quit your job. Maybe you want to lose 20 kilos. You can't just snap your fingers and lose 20 kilos. And if you aren't thinking on a long enough time horizon, each of the micro decisions and temptations that you're faced with every single day will become the bottleneck that prevents you from getting the results, because you're thinking about the pleasure in the moment. I'm hungry now. I want to have KFC now. I want to, skip the gym right now. I'm tired now. Like you're just seeing your entire world through the lens of moment to moment decisions and feelings. And as a result, you sacrifice all the potential that you have within you to become amazing, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, or financially. And so if you're going to take anything from this, take this. You have to start thinking about time in longer time horizons. You have to actually see the decisions that you make today and tomorrow as a compounding and snowballing effect, meaning that the decisions that you make today will affect the decisions that you make tomorrow, which will affect the decisions that you make next month, which will affect the decisions that you make throughout the course of the year, and thus determine your trajectory over the next decade. And so if you aren't able to fully comprehend that the decisions that you make today are going to create the life that you live in a decade, then you will be forever a slave to the animalistic whims and desires of your, primal desires and your wants for pleasure and instant gratification and comfort. And you will wake up at the age of 50, 60, 70, 80, maybe even 30 or 40 with immense regret and think, where did the years go? Why did I not just do the things that I know I needed to do? So that's really it for this one. Just a quick one to run you through how to fix your thinking around time. If it was valuable, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.